Good morning, welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday the 8th of April 2025 and it's going to be a very sunny day today. This is my retake of 2 because I tried to record it last week and you couldn't hear any sound whatsoever, so I had to re-record it again. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I've got a couple of finishes, but unfortunately I have those finishes not with me because I sent them off, but I will put pictures in of what they look like. And then I've got a few whips. The first finish I had done, I fully finished, were the I Will Always Love You, Medieval Fun, and I also did the 2 birthday cards. But again, I haven't got them with me because I sent them off. They were for my niece and nephew my nieces for their birthday, which was on Mother's Day. They had to share their birthday with their mum, but I'm sure they got truly spoiled. So I will put pictures in of what they look like. I have another finish here and a start. The finished here is from a collection called Christmas Gift Ideas from the Cross Stitch Favourites. And I use this for this categories. S for sleigh, for travelling, because Santa Claus sits in his sleigh and he flies across the world to give children their Christmas presents on Christmas Eve. So that's that one. It was a start same day, start and a finish in the same day. And then my other start is a snowman. This was in the collection Festival Fun, I think it was, and again that was the Cross Stitch Favourites magazine. And that's all I got done. I was hoping to get more done, but I've not been feeling very well lately. I've been suffering from migraines and my fibromyalgia has been playing up, so I've been having flare-ups, so I've just been managing on what I can do. But that's what I've got so far. Right, so that was my start and finish. I'm going to go on to my whips. And the first one I'm going to show you is, right, so as I was saying, now I'm in a few groups. I'm in the Whip Warriors group. So we have, in the Whip Warriors, there's a Focus Event, Beat the Modem, Categories, there's a word game, which starts today, the Strident Cell, I think that's it so far. If I do remember, I'll tell you. In Daily 30, that's another group I'm in. The monthly challenge is crochet. Well, for March it was crochet bag, and for April it's crewel work. And then there's the monthly magazine challenge, group. Spring Go started on the 1st of April. I will show you the board of what I've got. And I'm actually 4 days behind. And I've not even looked at this last night's one for today. Also, the theme and the caustic for both of them. So for March it was Crystal and Sparkle, and for April it's Growth, and the acronym is Apricot. So I'm going to start off then. First one, the first whip I'm showing you, I will put pictures of in what they look like, is Halloween Storybook 2021 by Stitch Normally. This is what I've done so far. I managed to get the frame finished, and this has been called twice already on the Springo board. Also, I used it in, I forgot to mention last time about 2 other groups I'm in. I'm in Utopia, which is like a civilization kind of thing, and we're Team France. And at the moment there's an Easter event going on, which is quite funny. I will put the groups, the hopefully the websites on, because last time it wouldn't let me do it. And yeah, and I got all of the book finished. All I have to do is start to fill in. And this has already been called, I think, for yesterday, for Monday, the 7th. But again, because I've been so ill, I've got to play catch up. So that's that one. Also, as I said in Myth and Magic, I use that in Myth and Magic to stitch for ingredients like bats, wings, venom, crocodile spleen, pebbles, feathers, rose petals, beetle toes, a heart of a virgin and a heart of a sinner, I think that's what they're called. I can't remember the whole thing, but my teammates in both groups, the 5 of us are in the Vampire Clan, and there's me, Vicky, Jen, Laurie and Laura for the vampire team, and then all 5 of us have teamed up in Utopia with 3 other people, Celeste, Sarah and Inga, and the girls are great. We have a great laugh and have so much fun. But I will put put in the hopefully the websites if it'll let me, because last time it wouldn't let me do it. Right, the next whip is All Year Round Sale. It's in the Cross Stitcher magazine, and part 1 started in September 2024. I think they're on part 9 now. I'm behind, but I've almost, this is what I have. Oh, make sure I've got it the right way around. That's where I'm at. I've almost finished part 3. I've just got to do the back stitch. This has also been called on the Springo board again, I think for Sunday. Like I said, I'm behind, so I've got to play catch up. So once I've done the back stitch, I will be then moving on to part 4. So that's what I've done so far. Now the next one, this was in I'm just trying to think that I use them in anywhere else. Yeah, so the Halloween storybook, I used in Daily 30, and that was for H in crochet bag. The Medieval Fun, which is the one I completed, I will put pictures in. I used it for the monthly challenge group for K for King in Sparkle. because there's a king in the design. And I also used it for daily 30 for letter T for furry towels. I used it for categories, but I can't remember what for. Let's see if I can go back to my previous notes and have a look. I didn't. Don't know why it's there for, but apparently I didn't. Right, okay. Oh no, I know which one that was, sorry. Where am I up to now? Right, Fantasy Cell is my next project. Now, I used this in the categories for last month, which was the letter was N and S. And I used it for Spring Fairy because there is, if you look, there is a Spring Fairy in it. But at the moment I'm working on the border, and this is what I've got done. And I also used this for the Focus Project event and Beat the Modem. Unfortunately though, I didn't get as much stitching as I wanted to because again I was really, really poorly, and so I couldn't stitch, so I only did a few hundred on Friday, 200 on Friday. Saturday I did about 340. Saturday I didn't stitch. Sunday I did 340, and yesterday I did about 500 stitches, so it wasn't a lot as I wanted, but I still made progress. And so I've finished all the top of the border, and I'm now working down the other side. But what I want to do is, once I get to like, I think first page, I think this is first page, this is the second and the third. So once I've got those top 2-3 pages done, I'm going to go back and stick in the back stitch in the border, and then I can move down and not have to worry about it. But that's what I've got done for so far. This is my oldest whip. I started it in September 2016, so it's 9 years old. I really want to get it done this year before it hits its 10-year mark. Right, the next one I did was Dinosaur Fun. And there's some of these are kits, which is why I'm able to show pictures, and some of them are just PDFs. But this is Dinosaur Fun by Buffy Threads. I used it in categories for the letter S for leisure, for strolling. Now I used to like walking everywhere, but since my fibromyalgia I can't walk very far now. I start getting sciatica up against my legs, and so I struggle to walk anywhere. But I thought I'd use this for the dinosaur strolling through the jungle. And this is what I've done so far. And as you can see, I'm stitching the green dinosaur at the moment, and also working the grass at the bottom. I mean, some of that grass was supposed to be in half stitches, but I reread them. I read the chart wrong, or the symbols didn't take it into account, so I just continued it in 2 stitches, and I think it looks okay in crosses instead of half stitches, and I think it looks okay. And that's what I've got done. And I used it in categories. Right, the next one is a Christmas Village Part 3. And this is what I've got done. I'm stitching it. Most of my stuff is stitched on I stitch everything on Ada, and it varies between 14, 16 and occasionally 18 count. This is 14 count plastic canvas Ada. The rest of my whips were all on 14 count. I'm not sure if yeah, everything so far I've shown you is on 14 count. So I've already done 2 sides, and I had some of this already done. So all I did was I finished off the door, and then I worked on the other side of the wall, and then I'm on the window, and that's what I've got done so far. And I used this in Daily 30 for C for Christmas. That's what I've got done. Right, the next one is Butterfly Paint Splash by KLT Charting. Her name's Kim. She also was the one that made the game Myth and Magic. So I'll see if I can try and put the websites in for the games and whatnot, and I will try and see if I can get the other ones from the last episode in as well, because as I said, I struggled, it wouldn't let me do it last time. So, and this is what I've got done so far. I've done, as you can see, I finished off the orange, and then I added in this blue. I'm just starting to add in. It will be good once it's done. I've got a dragon that's in the same format as this, but that's what I've got done so far. Right, and next, and I used that in Daily 30 B for Butterfly. The next one is Cabinet of Curiosities by Stitch Normally. This is Halloween 22. I used it in Daily 30 for the letter C in crochet bag. And this is what I've done so far. I've finished off the snake that was in this here. I finished off that one, and then I've made my way down. I've done the bottle of, I don't know what it is. The next one is a heart, I think. And the third box is the moth and butterfly collection. And I've just got one more butterfly to do, and then I can move on to the next one. But that's how far I've got done. Right, the next one is Family Chalkboard by Lucy Heaton, and that's in the World of FlossTube magazine, I think. I also used, there was a pop-up in Whip Warriors called the Birthday Bonanza, and there was 2 categories. You could either stitch one or the other, or you could do both. One of them was the first one was use something that is blue or green floss or green and blue fabric. The next one was, and the second one was a whip that has flowers in it. So I chose the family chalkboard because there is flowers in it, as you can see. It looks different from the picture because I didn't like all the white. There was too much white in it. Personally myself, I know that it looks good, but I decided to change it slightly. I'd done the flowers in, originally I did the vines coming out in green, but it didn't look good. I didn't like it. So I changed it and just did it in backstitch, in black backstitch. If you look at the bottom, when it goes after, it says where, and then I can't remember what the rest of it is, but there's a couple of, I think it says family is where life begins. The life and the B begins, is some backstitch in the letters, so I will do those in white. But the prompt for the stitches was 400 each, so I worked 400 on that one. The next one is The Avengers by Awesome Patterner Studio. I really do struggle with this one because I don't know, I'm struggling with it so much so. I don't know why. It's got 3/4 stitches and stuff like that, but I'm really struggling with it. But this is what I've got so far. As you can see, the last time I showed you I was working on Hulk. This time I filled in a bit more green in Hulk, and then I made my way to Iron Man. I used this in the Daily 30 for the letter A for Avengers, and I used it in the monthly magazine challenge for the letter I for Iron Man. And that's what I've got done so far. I really need to push it to get it done. The next one is Enchanted Pumpkin. This is by Elizabeth Spurlock, and this is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine. I think it's Halloween 2015. I'm not entirely sure. But the last time you saw it, the border was, I was too far over, so I moved the border, but it's not central, I'm afraid, because I'm not picking, I'm picking all that pumpkin. But that's what I've done so far. I've almost finished it actually. I've just got to finish off the filler in the pumpkin and the little stalk up here. But that's what I've done. There were some letters around it as well, but I'm not doing the letters. I think it was like boo and something else, I think. So, but I'm leaving those out. I'm just going to do the stalk and then the leaves, and that's finished. And I used that in the letter E in crochet for Enchanted, and also for the monthly challenge in Sparkle for the letter E. Next one I did was Capricorn. Right, here's a picture of what it would look like when it's finished. This is by DMC. It was their Zodiac collection, but unfortunately they don't do the collection anymore. I've got the Sagittarius, but I didn't get Libra for my son, so that's a shame. But this is what I've done so far. I did all of the outline of the second horn, started all the white bit, and I believe I was doing the next section. But that's what I've done so far, and I used this in categories for favourite, which is stargazing, and that's what I did. Next one is Let It Snow. This was a Springo cord. This is Let It Snow by Stitch Harmony. As I said, I love all her pieces, so there's going to be quite a few. I used it in categories for March for the letter S, Let It Snow. and for the that was the pattern title, and for the designer was Stitch Normally, and that's what I've done. And this is what I've done. I had to unpick some of it because on the side here where you see this, it was too far up. So when I started the letter H, I wasn't watching what I was doing and went wrong. Although I did stitch the letter L right, I just stitched it in the wrong place. So I didn't want to unpick all of that to move it down, so I decided to unpick all the snowflake swirly things on the sides here and then move it down to where it needs to start so I could fit it all in. And that's what I've done so far. Right, the next one is spring. Well, it's 4 seasons. They have this spring, summer, autumn, winter. You can do them separate if you want to. I'll put a picture in of what it shows you. But I decided that I wanted to do it all on, excuse me, on one fabric. So I'm going to start off at the top with winter, spring, summer, autumn, and this is what I've got so far. I did stitch, if you notice at the bottom, autumn, but I stitched it in the wrong place, so I've got to unpick it all and then move it over because I went too far over and I need to move over this side. But this is what I've done for spring so far. I've got quite a lot of stitching in it, and that's what I've got. I actually really like this. I'm using variegated thread. Last time you saw it, I had just had the spring and some of this motif done, and I did all of this, these 2 snowflake motifs, or 3 motifs. I've done that little one, and then I went down there. I'm not sure if that's how it ends, or if there's still a little bit more to go, and then I came over here and worked in this big one in the centre. It's called Quasar 4 Seasons, but that's what I've got done so far, and I really love how that's turned out. I'm going to use all variegated thread for the other 3 as well, so I'm unpicking, because I'm unpicking autumn anyway. I've got a nice autumny colour, like a brownie. It's got brown, yellows, oranges in it, and I thought that would be perfect for autumn. Right, and I used that on Springo. Daily 30 for the letter G for Goffin Designs, and categories I used it for spring. I could use summer as well, but I used it for letter S. The next one, now the next 3 projects I will show you, I used for Strident Sale. So it means you can work on any project or whip that is a sale. So I'm using for these the peppermint purple, sorry. Most of her designs are black work, but there are occasional cross-stitch designs. But I use this in Strident Sale. The one I'm showing you now is the Blackwork Sale 2023. I'm behind by 2 years, but I decided to do all 3 of them together at the same time. I also used this one in the Birthday Bonanza for blue floss, because I was working on the border in the corner. So this is what it will look like when it's done. These ones are the colours I'm using. and that's what I've done. So that's what it will look like. This is where I am at. I finished off the frame and then started working in the borders. So I've done one corner already and I'm on the other corner. I'm hoping at the end of this month, when it starts again, that I can do the rest of the border and then maybe start on the filler, but we'll see how that goes. Right, the next one I stitched, I worked on, was Blackwork 2024. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what it's supposed to look like. That's the, I think it's this one actually at the bottom, the colourway that I'm using. I can't remember. Yeah, there's a better picture. That's what it will look like. And that's what I've done. So that's what it will look like when it's finished. And this is what I've done. I finished off. Right, I'll make sure I've got this the right way up. Right, I finished off. Just give me 1 sec. Right, I'm making it easier so I can hold it easier. Right, this is what I've got done. I can't. Last time I showed you, did I have the 4 corners done? I can't remember. No, I think I finished. No, I didn't. I finished off the inner border that goes all the way round, and then I finished January's fillers. So that's the 4 corners, and then this one here, and then I've started on February's. I'm trying to catch up so I can do them all in the months, but yeah, you know how it goes. And then I've done the first, and then the first 2 there. That's all I've got done so far. So that's that one done. I'm actually loving those colours. And then the final whip, my final whip is, I can't see it. That's what it will look like when it's done, and that's Blackwork 2025. I've finished the centre. Let me fold this up again. And that's what I've done so far. I've finished the whole of the back. I did the frame, oh sorry, the border, and I did all the little grey bit in the middle under the 2025. So I got that finished. So now I should be able to start working on the, well, as you see here, so I've done the centre. I've still got those 4 blackwork stitches to do, sections. But I'm going to do that as I go along, because I'm going to start off with the first one, which is up here. That one up there. Hopefully I can get it done without messing it up, we'll see. But that's what I've done so far, and that's all of my bits. So now I'm going to move on. I've got some purchases, not a lot. I bought a new fabric, 18 count Ada. This is massive. I won't, as you can see, yeah, it's quite a lot. I got this in, oh, I can't remember. I think it's ivory, I'm not sure. I got it for my pandemic because I made, oh no, a huge mistake. I measured the fabric wrong, and for some reason I had enough apparently, But when I was looking through my box of fabric to see if I had enough fabric before I bought another one, turned out I didn't, and then I found the offcut that I'd cut off the bottom, so I don't know what I did. So I decided to restart it again on a bigger count. So I bought the fabric, which I've just shown you. I bought 2 more of these threads because I'd obviously put in a skein of a skein and a half of 4250. It's like a purpley, I don't know if you can see that, it looks like a purple, pinky, bluey cut. It's really nice. And then everyone uses a lot of black, so I decided to get some more black. I got 25 of these, but like I said, because last time I filmed it, I've put it all away and then realised that I had to do it again, so I had to find a day to record again. So I got 25 of these. I got these ones off of Amazon. I think they're CXC, but that's my purchases. And then on March the 30th, I don't know if you was aware, in the UK they celebrate Mother's Day. My husband has bought me something cross-stitch related, but waiting for it to arrive. So when it does, I will show you. It's like I think you've heard of them. They're like desk tidies where you can have. It's like a wooden block about that big, and about that wide, I think. You can put 48 bobbins in them, or for the ones you're working in, and then you have in the middle a little section where you can put your scissors, your pen, pencil, whatever you're using, in the middle bit. And I believe it's magnetic as well. I'm not 100% because I can't remember, but he's got me that for Mother's Day. My son got me this cup for Mother's Day, and that's what I've got. Right, and that was all for purchases. I'm going to move on now to plans. My plans are to catch up on Springo. I've got 4 days worth to catch up on. I've got Quaker Sow has been called. Halloween Storybook has been called again. All Year Round Sale has been called. I don't know what the number is for today yet, so I need to look it up. But I'm going to try and catch up on them this week, so I'm not falling behind. Also in Whip Warriors, sorry, the new categories has started, and that's the letter O and the letter T. I'm still working out what I'm going to do for the letters, but I've got an idea on a couple of things. I think I'm going to be using my dinosaur fun for a couple of things, and under the sea, but yeah, you won't see it until the next time I film. Also, the word game in categories is Whip Warriors. Got categories on the brain, and I think my printer needs readjusting thing in it, because that's when I printed it off this morning. That's what I've got. And this is for Spring is Here. This is the April word game. It's a crossword. Last month was Boggle word game, Boggle, and you had to find as many words as you did. But this one has got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 22 words. And every word you find, you stitch 100 stitches for. So this is going to be fun to do. So that's my plans for today. For this week. Till next time. Yeah. My I've oh God, get my words mixed up. I'm still doing my 150 for 50. I've so far have, I think it's 12, 12 finishes. I'll tell you my stats for March. I had 160 hours of stitching time. I stitched 19,209 stitches. I had 5 finishes, 4 new starts and 1 restart, which was that black work sale 24, because I couldn't, it drove me insane. The FlossTubers I've been catching up with the last few weeks are Museum Stitcher. Her name's Bridgen. I think she lives in Texas. She's absolutely lovely. I think she's only been stitching for a few years now, but she has some wonderful projects that she's doing. She's such a lovely girl. And the other one is Sunshine Stitches that I caught up on, that I was watching. EJ and Sheila are the girls. They are so funny. EJ reminds me of my best friend. She's got some of her mannerisms, and it's so funny. They live in Florida. They give you a lot of information. They talk about a lot of stuff. Most of it's cross stitch, but occasionally you'll have things about their last episode. I haven't watched the newest one yet, but the last episode they were talking about walking. Now, when I used to live in London, I used to walk everywhere because the traffic was a nightmare. But so you can have a look at them. I will tag them in. I think that's it. So there's a new month. As I said, Spring Go started on the 1st of August. Whip Warriors all started again. So there's the new categories, which is the letter O and T. The word game, which started today, I think, or yesterday, I can't remember. I think that's the focus event had already started last week and finished Monday the 7th. So that was all done. I don't know if there's anything else that's going to pop up, but I'm sure I'll mention it in my next one. And then Daily 30, the new word for April for the monthly one is cruel work. And for the monthly magazine challenge, the theme is growth and the acoustic is apricot. So that's good to go. And that's it. I think I don't have anything else. No. Okay. Well, that brings it to the end for me. I will see you hopefully in a few weeks. Bye.